Tonight's the night for football, everybody. The bright lights are on, the stage is set, and the crowd is ready. It's Monday Night Prime Time on EA Sports. Straight ahead with a nationwide audience tuning in, it's a Monday Night Prime Time showdown between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Only one team will keep the winning waves going to start the season as we're off in week 2. As this at the 6. Ooh, a big lift from the coverage team there. That is going to stop things before they can get it to the 30. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Throwing on their first play. Trey Tucker makes the play. At the 20. He does it. Touchdown. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead right away. One snap in, and this offense as efficient as they could be, partner, and looking very dangerous to begin this ball game too.
Yeah, you know, it's one thing for coaches to tell us in our production meetings they want to be a quick strike offense, got to be explosive.
And that's no good. I don't know if the snap and hold were clean, and he is not able to knock it through. So after the missed extra point, he is still out there, and he's going to put it back in play. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort. Even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. He finds the rookie from Mississippi State. Complete. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers a first down. They'll run here with Amarion Hampton. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brought down by Quay Walker.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Ray.
Set.
Throwing now, Herbert. He puts some air under it, deep down the left. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers find an answer with their opening drive.
It's an old adage, but it's a true adage. Speed kills. And gosh, I love that, Kate. Right from the jump, you don't wait to get your playmaker started. Get him the ball early and put a fear of God into this defense.
Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers literally won up that opening touchdown drive, as they take a 7-6 lead here. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. No return here. This kick's going to wind up as a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Let's Bronco swing. Bring it. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready?
First carry here for Ashton Jeanty. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, he got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ready?
Working now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. And it sets up 2nd down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit, Kate. You got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. He gets this to Michael Mayer. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The game gets this down inside the 35. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Completed over the middle. And they had this well into the red zone, now at the 15. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Jeanty from the gun. And he will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
It's pretty obvious this defense, man, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
Design quarterback run here. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
Pretty clear message to the QB right there on that one. No one fooled for a second as they create the tackle for loss.
Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. Throwing from the gun. And he brings it in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a 5-point first quarter lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
The Raiders will line up for the two-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And he won't get away. They bring him down. The sack prevents them from adding another 2 more to that lead.
Chargers 7.
Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Here's Hampton to open the drive. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Here's Herbert. Looking for him on the screen there, but it's incomplete. So 2nd down produces nothing. Back to the huddle they go for 3rd down.
Kate, I'm just kind of laughing because I could feel the armchair quarterbacks going, I can make that throw. And anybody who's actually made those throws says you have no idea what it feels like with everybody breathing down your neck. That play's got to be right, timed up right, and it certainly wasn't.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he is stumped with authority there, but that stump came later than they'd like as he gets a good bit and that 1st down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Running it with Hampton. Rolling into enemy territory. And they've got to him just a step or 2 before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Throwing on 1st is Herbert. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jacorian Bennett has it. And the Raiders are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his 1st career interception.
Well, a lot of throws come in his direction. They come out quickly. Didn't have a lot of time to step in front of them. It really takes great reactionary time, great intuition, spatial awareness to get a pick out of the slot. And he should be applauded for his efforts on that play.
And this is going to be out of bounds. Defense catches up to him near that 45. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
And what a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. Shotgun give here to Genty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. They're throwing it. Got a man, it's Dante Thornton Jr. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Third down from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
First and 10 at the 39.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Short pass brought in. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. He gets 16 yards on that play. And that's a Vegas first down.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Throwing it again here. That's complete to the back, Ashton Jeanty. And they're going to have first and goal when we begin our second quarter. That's going to do it for our first quarter here on Monday Night Primetime. 12-7 our score. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. We're back and excited to start this second quarter. You excited? We're excited. Raiders in a nice spot here to put up some points.
Here we go, set.
Jeanty has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Ball at the 2 here for second and goal. Back to throw. And he brings it in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders parlay the interception into points. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
And that pass is complete for 2, and their lead grows further. No dice the first time they tried it, but this time, Brock, the 2-point conversion is successful.
Just felt like they were waiting for the right opportunity to try it once again. Not only to make up for the first attempt, but establish a little confidence from this spot, and who knows? Maybe we'll have a 2-pointer that plays a bigger role when this thing's all said and done.
To the line on first and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. On the play fake, it's Herbert. That one's complete. Amari on Hampton. And it doesn't give much, up to maybe their own 40. That's a rookie out of Iowa State, Darian Porter on that tackle.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Herbert from the gun. Forced out to his right. Now here he goes. And Herbert slides to a stop, but enough on that play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Hampton now up the middle. He's out in the clear. And he will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with first and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
What an injection of momentum for the offense on that play. With the energy boost in a much shorter field, I predict it's not going to be long, Kate, till they finish this series off.
Hampton. And he barrels across for the touchdown. The Chargers make it a one-score game in the first half. Those defensive coaches got to be hot, Brock. That was a touchdown that shouldn't have happened. That tackle should have ended it.
You try bringing down one of these NFL running backs in, Miss Kate.
Okay, touche, partner.
They see that goal line. They smell that goal line. It is no sure thing to try to bring down one of those horses before they find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Chargers get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. And he's going to field this one in the end zone without a return. So that's going to bring us out to the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Hey, smash. 60 bison. 60 bison. Come back team. Come back team.
Airing it out to start this drive. Going left side, Bowers has it. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready alert. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Go.
This is Genty on second. Get some space around midfield. 3 inside the 30. And this is all the way to the 13-yard line.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. And this is down all the way to the 3. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Hey, Chicago. Let's go. Bronco. 70.
Goal to go, they're passing. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders go up by 12. And that, Brock, I know you're keeping track, but just in case our audience isn't, his 4th first-half passing touchdown. At the pace he's on, this would be a new record if he has a second half to match this one. Now the Raiders getting set for another 2-point conversion try.
70 Raiders. 19 Lions.
Back now, pressure coming. And he's into the end zone for 2. That sets him up with a 14-point lead. That's the 3rd time they've gone for 2, and now their 2nd conversion, so they've done pretty well in that spot today, partner.
Oh, come on, Kate. You know better than that. Even though they're 2 for 3, you know what every old salty coach is going to say.
You should have gotten all 3 of them.
Bingo! Any team that's willing to go for it expects to find success every single time.
That was my old coach. I thought it was pretty good. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Shotgun give to Hampton. They're cobbled together a yard there. There's Darian Porter in on the stop.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. From the pistol, it's Herbert. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. A gain of 15 there. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Herbert back to throw. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
Lion. Crowd right.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Third down, Raiders going with some dime coverage here. Here he goes, third and long. Going with a screen to Hampton. And they get stuffed. He is knocked backwards on the play. That makes it fourth down. So with that, Brock, we've now reached our 2-minute warning. More on Monday Night Primetime in just a moment. So on fourth down, here's J.K. Scott on to punt it away for the Chargers. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. Wow, tremendous punt here. This one's looking great, angling towards the sideline.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard
line. First call here coming from the shotgun. They'll throw to begin this drive. Lays out left side and gets it. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. First and 10 now from the 30. He's going to throw it. Able to get it to Benson. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
First and 10 at the 44-yard
to throw here on first down. Finds the in route complete. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set. On first down, Genty. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Less than a ruler needed here on second down. Looking to throw here. Finds him on the slant. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Well, Brock, even with it being possibly the most popular route for teams to go to, sometimes you get it on the slant, you find yourself in the gap to turn it into much more, including what we just saw, 6 points.
All this time on task between you and I together, why do you think it's the most popular route?
Easy for the QB?
Yeah, I mean, short distance, easy for the QB, and it's also great versus man or zone. There really is not a defense that you can employ out there when you execute it right and you execute it on time, the big plays, and sometimes like this, touchdowns will follow.
His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down.
At their own 32-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. Out of the gun, here's Hampton. And they force him out after just 2 yards there. It's going to be second and 8.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Drops this one off to Hampton. Now that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be third down.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Looking to throw. He finds Njoku complete. And they're going to be set up with a first down after a nice gain there as he's down by contact. Just 2 seconds left in the half as we get a timeout. And this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. They'll toss it to Hampton. On the move, past the 40. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. Herbert now off the play fake. On him quick there, and they bring him to the turf.
That is not the way they needed to come out of the locker room here to begin the second half. Trailing, you got to play with a sense of urgency. You got to protect your quarterback, and they didn't either.
Gonna need something special here. 2nd and 20 following the sack. Now Herbert to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. He's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still, Brock, not enough to avoid 3rd down.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
On 3rd down, Herbert. Hauled in by Njoku, left side. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Rolling into enemy territory. And this play is nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. They get 23 on that one. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work afterward.
And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And that sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's 2nd down. Here's Herbert. We've got a screen to the running back. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Herbert here, 3rd and long. Johnson finds the football, complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert. All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
13-yard line.
21.
Looking inside the red zone. And that is caught in the end zone for the LA touchdown. The Chargers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Fields this one at the 3. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Completed over the middle. They'll have a small gain up to about the 32. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
At the 32-yard line.
Here we go.
Looking in the air here. Short pass brought in. And he's down very close to that first, but looks like he is stopped just in time after a gain of 4.
We give a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact and come away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Gonna let this one fly deep downfield. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
You know, Kate, with the game that they put together, it's surprising to see them really run into any hiccups when they appear. They moved the ball very well throughout, just unsuccessful on that 3rd down.
Going for it on their own side, Brock. Okay, bold call, but they only need a yard.
60 Maverick. 19 Lion. Go.
And they're going for this. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Making the stop that time, Taron Johnson.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
4 yards on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll work against the blitz. Setting up the running back screen. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They gain 11 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Hits him on the out route. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Ladd McConkey with a touchdown. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return starts at the 3. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10. They'll throw to start the drive. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Cougar 19, Dragon 60. Warrior 70.
Back to pass on 2nd and short. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
On 3rd down, Genty. And he won't get back to the line, Brock. They needed one, but they're going to lose one on that play. It's 4th down. So 2nd and inches, they took their shot, Brock. They threw the football, as a lot of teams are going to do in that situation. But it backfires as the 3rd down run gets turned away.
You know what that effort creates, Kate? That creates that offensive coordinator never taking a shot again on 2nd and inches.
He He's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. Wow, what a call. They wind up with 12 on 4th down. They pull off the conversion. Pass play on 1st and 10. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
We give up the guts. It's Jeanty. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
He's going to loft one deep to the left. He's going to score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. That is his 6th passing score of the game. A lot of quarterbacks could go several weeks without throwing that many touchdowns. And now, keep in mind, he's only one off the NFL record of 7 in a single game. That one splits the uprights. And the Raiders double their lead to 14. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone. So no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10.
Hey, count.
Putting a receiver in motion.
Ray. Hey,
1st and 10, Herbert. He puts some air under it deep down the left. This is caught inside the 15. He makes it in for the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Chargers 35.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Kadarius Toney now to return it. All right, we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Primetime. It's the Raiders' ball, a chance at a win if they can hang on to this lead. The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10.
ready. 70 Rangers. Take off.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. From Sid Luckman in 1943 to Drew Brees in 2015. We've had 8 quarterbacks throw 7 touchdowns in one game. And now we have a ninth who's accomplished that feat as his dominance over this defense continues.
Chargers 35.
Stonehouse now to kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. The play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. He takes it himself. And they're going to get to him right along that midfield strike block as he's sent out. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already at midfield.
Let's go, let's go.
Herbert on first down. On a quick slant, it's Njoku. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
Chargers first down. A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Chargers.
Herbert back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse and sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes two, two becomes three, and on and on.
Completed to his running back, and they'll get there and stop him at the line.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
And he's going to be touched down at that spot, which means the effort makes it first and goal. Double coverage, a deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal. All right, a couple yards to make up, Brock. Time to rediscover the magic on this drive. Here's 2nd and 12. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
No surprise to see the quarterback go back to that well. That security blanket that's been his tight end all game long, but finally, this defense has an answer.
On 3rd down, Herbert. Coming near the goal line. Touchdown, LA. The Chargers now within one score in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And he'll get into the end zone and make this a one-score game in the 4th quarter. Well, we're going to pause here, and for good reason. One of the Raiders was injured on that play and is being tended to.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Return coming from the 6. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Working now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. A gain of 15 there. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. And off to Genty. His charge towards the line, it's right around 3 yards.
Right at midfield. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they bring him down, but not before he advances it all the way to the 20. That one hits for 30. And that's a Vegas first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
That last shot took him right down to the front of the red zone. Here's first down. Straight ahead with Jeanty. And this hasn't been a common side out of him tonight, but the defense wins this rep. He's limited to no gain on the carry. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10, here's a pass. Looking for his back, but it will not find him. That's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands on him. Warrior 70 Timberwolves. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Cup 19, Cup 19. 19 tight, 19 tight.
Looking to throw. Finds Jeanty underneath. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Look at them. They don't want to surrender the lead or possession. The offense staying out there on 4.
Liking 18.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Raiders up by 6. So on 4th down, they bring him out for his most important kick of this game. This is going to be a 32-yarder from the left hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
Best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. When they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
On return, here comes Davis. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30.
At their own 26-yard line.
Chargers getting set. 1st and 10. Mitchell gets it from the gun. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
21. It is. 59, 59.
Here he is to throw. That's complete to Johnston, outright. And they're able to drive him out as he reaches the 45. Giving him an 18-yard pickup there. And that's going to give the Chargers a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On to the left side, and Johnston has it. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away.
Chargers first down. A gain of 16 yards. And the Chargers first down.
First and 10. Here's Herbert. And down he goes. Raiders got him. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up second down.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
Play action now for Herbert. Completed over the middle. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So a new set of downs. Here we go. First and 10. He's got a man in motion.
Let's go.
Throwing on first is Herbert. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. The timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game. 4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Man in motion here.
Go.
Working inside the red zone. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. It's second and goal. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And he is in for the touchdown. Still unlikely, Brock, but it's not entirely over just yet with this score.
Los Angeles.
It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with. Right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they could be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
And the Raiders able to cover up the onside try. That seals up this game.
Recovered by the Raiders.
So put this in the win column for the Raiders. And they're stacking momentum right away this season as they begin the year 2-0. So for Brock Huard and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders winners as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.